Hey guys, this is System, and this is E6. Hope everyone is well, having a utterly amazing day. Let's go ahead and jump right back into this pretty cool pack. And in between episodes, got a little bit done, not a ton. We'll take a look-see and just kind of push forward here. So went ahead and made this new hall. So we have a new hall, very fancy, right? Down here we got a new door. Behind the new door, we have a new setup with a whole bunch of botany pots, which is awesome. But this door here, same as before, goes up and down. Really like it. Over here we got these modular routers, of course. And we're using this here. So this is a camouflage upgrade. You basically make it, shift and right click it on a block. It'll mimic that block. You put it inside the modular router. You don't see it anymore. So you don't even know they're there. So I actually really like that. And here, a whole bunch of botany pots. I have to say, this is the laggiest room in my base. It actually, I usually get about 300 FPS. I think I'm at about 150, between 180. It's kind of floating around there in here. There's something wrong with this room. I don't know if it's the drawers. I don't know if it's the actual botany pots themselves, or it could also be these dynamic edge lights that I'm using from Simply Light. I have to do some testing, I guess, after this video, but definitely some issue. So that's the thing. These lights are actually pretty neat, though. I hope it's not these lights, because basically you just do that, and then if you put it on like a non-edge, it does that. Then if you actually put it in an edge, it does that. And there's a high one and a low one. So the high one's up there, or I guess a top one, and this is the low one. So I'm really hoping it's not these lights, because I really like them. But the botany pots, I have them set up to do all the botania flowers. I have that. We can use those for botania, as well as we could do dyes for them. So they kind of double up the use. So I got a mineral here. I realized I set up hemp, and we don't even need hemp anymore. I don't think, I guess. Maybe a little bit, I guess, for immersive. We have to get into any immersive. Not really planning to, because unless there's something new with immersive in this pack. I'll have to look at that, because if there is, we might do that. But the reason for that is we have string anyway for the mud farm now, and that's what I was using it for. Also our trees, of course. We got ourselves some slime. Need to set up the other slimes, and then our dandelions for our latex. So just a cool little room doing its thing, making some noise with the breaking of flowers, and hidden behind a door. This would be set up, I think, for our next, it'll be our actual void miner, probably, with industrial foregoings one, when we get to that point. Then here we have set up for all of our machines. Right now, I think it's making more of these here, 4,096 fluid storages. We're going to be using that to handle our liquids today. But same setup as before with all our automation, right? Interfaces on the bottom. Kind of have room set up for a whole bunch more, and these are just ready to go. Of course, they're also just being, I guess, powered, same as before too. So only difference here is I added a bunch more energy upgrades. So we have 64 in there. And with that, I believe, do that real quick. There you go. Go to use on these. No, it's I, right? Hold I. Increases the capacity by 50,000, transfer rate by 1,000. So really ups the amount of power they can move, because before they were struggling, now they don't struggle at all. So that is cool. And no matter what I do in this room, that should be able to keep up, because what does that equate to? Like 32,000 RF tick it's able to move or something like that. So it should be good between any machines it has to work with. Also, one thing I learned about these too is they only can connect to 8 machines each. So if you have like a whole bunch of machines in an area, you'll need more than one of these actual distributor modules. So that is a thing. And I think that's pretty much everything I did. I think that's pretty much it. So the first thing I want to do today is, like I said, probably getting into handling liquids with refined storage. Then we need to do the automation on our latex, and then we have to do the automation on our rubber. Then after that, we'll actually be able to make the machine frames for the mod, up to the point where we're at. So we'll be all caught up with our automations, basically, be able to do that. And then I also want to pull the liquids in from the mud farm. I think that's a good idea too, just to keep everything kind of in one central area, except for maybe the essence. So I'm going to let this finish up here. Once it's done, we'll go ahead and jump into it. Okay, I think I have everything I need here. I did have to go ahead and throw in a power saw card that I ripped out of there. Don't know if I did in the video or not, but people will tell me I did if I did do it. So I need to make sure you guys know. So now you know that I know. So that's the thing. Over here, we're going to set up our fluid storage blocks, right? So these are fluid storage blocks from Refined Storage. They just store fluids. So that is what they're for. They're really easy to filter. And it's why I usually like to use these as opposed to these here, the fluid storage discs. I'll probably turn these into blocks at some point too. So let's go ahead and get rid of them. But yeah, these have a real simple interface. Nice little section here to be able to filter them, which is nice as well. I want to make sure they're on whitelist as well, I guess. So that whitelist. And why was one on black? Why are you all on blacklist? I want you on whitelist. And whitelist. That's good there. We're going to go ahead and set these up for a couple different liquids here. So we'll go to meat. This one's going to be for liquid meat. So that's awesome. We're going to have another one here probably for pink slimes. Let's go ahead and grab pink slime. Do that right there. That's awesome. And then the last one would be, what would be the last liquid we need? We've got pink slime, we got meat, we'll want latex. Let's go ahead and hunt down latex. Let's do that there. And these are already ready to just store those liquids, and they're really simple to set up, right? So that was no work at all. Anything else we need here? We have this, and oh, I just realized when we're going to go over here and do these liquids, I have like an old power set up there. I'm going to have to rip out. It's a total mess under there. But yeah, we need to go ahead and pull in the, this would be the meat and the other stuff, right? So let's go ahead and grab some cable. That looks good. And maybe do a little cleanup down here, because it is a belligerent mess if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is a mess down here. We're going to go ahead and redo all this, because all this cable here doesn't need to be here anywhere. Like this power cable is not going to be needed, nor is this liquid cable. So let's actually go rip this out. Then we'll go ahead and actually hook up the actual fluid storages. Okay, I think I have this pretty much cleaned up down here, at least good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just need it not to be a complete mess, right? So that's good. We're going to want some importers, and we need some exporters as well. I think we have pretty much everything we need. So what we want to do is import the fluids from here. Then we're going to need to export, I guess, meat into the mechanical dirts on both sides as well. So let's set up the, I guess, exporters first. Let's do that. Go ahead and do that. Then we're going to want to set these up to meat. So we'll do, oh, actually, before we do this, we need to switch it over to the fluids. Always something you have to do with these, but we just drop that in there. And then drop the meat over. We need to do 2 fluids on that one too. Do that. Also, when this thing's busy, my goodness, it's just like a light show. It's actually kind of funny. But anyway, that's good there. Let's go ahead and pick that up. So to get the actual liquids in the system, we just need to hook up to these ones. So we want to have importers here. Also, I'm not sure if I need this, but I'm going to set the bottoms to push just so we know they're going to work. So that there, that there. Then we're going to go ahead and, I guess, just hook these up to cable. So that, and that. That's good. Be able to do that there. And then, I guess, this here, right? If we look at this now, do we see liquids coming in? No, right? It's going to be on fluids. There you go. That's awesome. And that should be good, actually. I think we're good. Mode is blacklist. No, we don't care about anything. We'll leave that empty. And this one is on blacklist. We just need it on fluids. These ones here. These ones don't have blacklist. We shouldn't have to worry about that. And those fluids should be going into those storage blocks now. So let's actually go check it. And if so, we're actually pretty much good to go. I'll just have to go and pretty up the floor a little bit. And then we're good. So there you go. That fluid's coming in. That's fluid coming in. This one we still need to set up. And that's actually really sweet. So we now have our fluids in refined storage. And we'll be able to move them around really easy. And that was the entire point. So let's go ahead and get this covered up here. Do that. While I'm thinking of it too, we're going to go ahead and probably set up infinite water for refined storage, so we can move that around. I'm going to have to figure out some way to do lava too. So you can do it with the crate pulley. I think not the pulley. Is it the pulley? Whatever it is. There's a crate option you could use for infinite lava. If it's on top of, I guess, a lake with like 10,000 blocks of the actual liquid, you can make pretty much any liquid infinite. But we don't have a lava lake around here, and I'm having a little issue with like the chunk loading. So when I load in the pack and my stuff in the nether doesn't come in automatically, I actually have to go visit it. So yeah, I don't have a big giant lava lake around here. So I may automate it a different way is basically what I'm saying. We need a external storage. Let's go ahead and grab one of them. Do that right here. That looks good. And then I'm gonna need a sink as well. I probably don't have a bucket of water though, right? Let's go grab a bucket. Actually, I may have one in our backpack, right? Do that right there. Go ahead and grab this. That looks good. Then now grab a sink. That looks good as well. Grab the external storage. Go ahead and drop this puppy. Where do we want this? We could do it right here. That looks good. Go ahead and just do that. Then we want to spin that around because it doesn't make any sense. And set this to fluids, right? Just fluids. There we go. You can see there, it immediately told me that I had 2 billion millibuckets of water, right? And in here, if we actually go to the actual fluid grid, you can see it says the same thing here, right? 2.1 million buckets. We have our liquids of the other stuff, and we're actually ready to go. So we can actually move around liquids as needed whenever we want to now. So that's actually really sweet. So yeah, that was super simple, actually. Is it still pulling this in? Like, is that still going down? Oh, I didn't add speed upgrades, did I? That is why this is so slow. I was wondering why it wasn't done yet. Let's go ahead and do this one here. There you go. And I think we have a few more speed upgrades. So everything's going super sweet. So next thing we're going to have to work on is probably be dandelion automation, right? So we need to be able to turn that into latex, I guess, automatically, and then store the liquids, and then be able to make the, the plastic. And then we need to keep some for auto crafting as well, because we're going to have to automate some dissolution shapers. But after that point, we are ready to move forward. So everything seems to be working just fine now, so that is pretty cool. I did run into an issue though. After I added the speed upgrades, it stopped importing the liquid of the meat. I don't know what's going on there, but once I came into here and set the priority to +1, it fixed that. So I don't know what that issue is, but it's now fixed, and I guess that is the important part, right? So that is a thing, and I'm not sure why it's happening, basically, is what I'm trying to convey. What we're going to do now, though, I think, is go ahead and work on the latex and dry rubber. We need to get that done. So let's go ahead and grab this multi-servo. We'll need that. Also, I have this here. It's just a fluid interface. It's just a different version of interfaces, so nothing too special there. Maybe we'll run the cable through the ground here. I'm going to set this one up in this back wall here, because it's going to be a machine that's going to be just working in the background randomly all the time, and it's not going to need a crafter, so it just won't look right up front, and we're going to hide it in the wall. So we'll have it kind of sitting back here. There you go. I think it has an operator in it already, so that's good. We're going to have to grab some cable, I guess. Actually, we'll have to move... No, we don't have to move that up. Go ahead and grab the fluid interface. Pop it on the bottom. Go ahead and move some cables right there. Grab this because it's twitching and making stuff look really strange. And yeah, let's go ahead and tell it to automatically export, I guess, dandelions into it. And then that should handle latex, right? So that should be the way we're doing it. Let's go to the exporter here. Sweet. And then I guess we need dandelion. Let's go ahead and grab at least one of them. Actually, we don't have to do that. I got to remember that, actually, that we can always go into here and just do that. Here you go. That's good. Have to configure our machine now. So let's get that done. So go to here, set that to import. We want those, and that is on, so that's good. Then we want to export the liquids out the bottom, and that should handle that. So that is our latex automation. So that's being stored in the system now, as long as this is empty, right? So we can see it's coming in, it's going into the actual storage, and then it just does its thing kind of in the background. So that's cool. Now, next thing we want to do is probably automate one of these. So let's go ahead and do that. I have an empty space here because I thought I was going to use this fluid interface here. But this will end up being for the fractioning still, I suppose, to do the actual, what is it called there? The dry rubber, I think is what we get out of this. So let's go ahead and pop that there. Let's do that. Let's clear that out. We'll need that on import, that on export. I think that's right. And then we just need to make a recipe for the actual dry rubber. So let's go ahead and see if we get that done. Might as well do the smelting recipe at the same time. Also, I totally forgot, I have this like partial tank of latex. We should get that imported to the system real quick because we can do that really easy. Let's just do that there. Go ahead and grab a importer. Sweet. Did pop that right there. I'll be able to clean out that tank, hopefully. Oh, well, what's going on here? Are you actually moving the liquid? Well, it's not, actually. Oh, fluid. There you go. I should know that by now. Anyway, that's good there. So that handles that. We're working on recipes, though. We want the dry rubber, right? So this stuff, make a recipe for, hopefully, that. Let's go ahead and hunt that down again. Here you go. Where is it? In the fractioning still. Just do that. And we go to here, right? It's on items. Go to fluids. Because we shift and clicked that in, it actually has a latex over there. So it takes 0.9 buckets. And that should be the recipe. That should be a working recipe. We'll try that out and see if it works. But that looks good to me. And did we actually need the, I guess, actually need the plastic recipe as well. So go ahead and grab that one. Sweet. Do that there. That looks good. And then we could probably do the actual throwing in the recipes from here. So we hunt down the crafter multi-servo. That's the other one. Where's our other multi-servo? I don't see it here. Induction, 2-button, pulverizer, multi-servo. We have 2 multi-servos. Why can't I see the other one? Did I not wire it up properly? I'm going to have to go hunt that down in a second. Yeah, because there should be a second line for multi-servos here. Let's actually go look at that real quick. Because it looks like something's wrong. And just get this done. And this will be one more liquid kind of taken care of, right? So we go ahead and throw this into there. There you go. We'll see if the system would see that recipe in a second. That should be good, though. And this one here, the dry rubber, right? That is the actual finished plastic. That one would go into the redstone furnace, right? So let's go ahead and set that up. We may have to set up another redstone furnace soon, but I guess that's not too big a deal. go ahead and hunt down the rubber now. It does see it, so I don't know why it wasn't showing it originally. But anyway, let's go ahead and tell it to make one of these, right? Tell it to start that and see if it works. Does not seem like it's working. I think that's right? Just do input on the liquids. Oh, auto input. That should work there. What could be wrong, right? I think that everything's right. That's not it. Wait, why is it doing it now? Do I have to have it on input and output for some weird reason? That's really odd. Let me see that again, because that isn't normal, right? Let's go to here. Let's go to there. Let's go to dry rubber. Dry, right? Dry. Do that. Let's tell it to make like 3 of them. Actually, like 2. I need to get a bunch of that liquid, so I don't want to do that right now. And then switch to this one. It doesn't work. Does it work now? Yeah, I don't know why we need that on input output, because that's what that setting is. That's really strange. So it should input through the top, just through the blue, but I have no idea. Well, it works. I'm not going to complain about it. That's awesome. And I just want to make sure, I guess, this recipe is working as well. So we just go back into here, go to, I guess, some plastic. I know we have some of this, but that's fine. Tell it to make like 2. There you go. And see if it actually makes it through the whole process here. So it actually already smelted down. Looks like it already did that as well. They were both lit up. And it looks like it's done to me. Let's go ahead, make sure the actual recipe actually is solved. You know what I mean? It's actually all finished up. If so, we're ready to move on. So that's good. So we have latex now. So that is awesome. That'll build up over time as we get more and more of the... Oh, do we actually have 25 buckets? We're actually good to go on the next part, I think. I had to go ahead and set up a few more recipes here. So I have one to process the ancient debris. Have another one for nether brick, because we need it for one of the recipes for one of the machine frames. And I also did the netherite ingot, so we have those all set up. Also, I have some recipes in here for a simple machine frame. So you'll notice that it says going to use 0.25 buckets of latex on this one. This one is for the advanced, so 0.5 buckets. And this is going to be for a later one. I'm just setting up the recipe now. So 0.135 buckets of ether gas, which we don't have yet, but we're not worried about that this second. But we're going to go ahead and throw these down like that. Had to go ahead and make another one of these cards here. The actual energy distributors, which is cool and everything, but at the same time, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I can't autocraft these. I can autocraft this part, right? It autocrafts that fine. But if I try to do the sender modules, it must have something to do with all the data on them. I don't know. It just won't craft them automatically. Don't know what's going on there, so I have to do those by hand. Anyway, that's good there. And yeah, these should be ready to go. I don't know if I'm going to have to go ahead and set the recipe and lock these, or I'm going to be able to just send these recipes. I guess we're going to find out here. So I went ahead and already pulled out our pitties, and I'm going to go ahead and test these. Also, I don't know if I have to set the inputs and outputs. I guess we could do that if we need to, but we're going to find out real quick, right? So let's go ahead and try this out, I guess. Let's go to here. Let's go to simple. Go ahead and check out this one. See if we can make like 3 of them. Sweet. Looks like it has everything. Everything's available. Let's go ahead and click start and see if everything ends up in here. Now, I know it's going to make one recipe. Like, I know I can make one recipe in here without having to lock the recipe. It's going to be a matter if it's going to be able to do the second one. I guess I could lock it right now too, right? If it's going to work on the first one, why not just lock it? Oh, it's not outputting though, so we'll have to set the output. But it looks like it's going to work. That's actually fine. It's got its latex. It's getting its materials. I have the recipe locked. I was thinking I'd have to go grab all the items and actually set the recipe. But if it'll do the first one, I guess I could just lock it and not worry about it. We want the, I guess, output. And we want to do that down, right? So that's good there. And I guess that automates those really easy. That's not too bad at all. And this one is for the main one we're going to need, the advanced, right? So let's go into here. Let's not crouch. Let's go to advanced. There you go. Go ahead and see if we make like 3 of those maybe. We're missing diamond gear. So let's go make that recipe real quick. Then we'll go ahead and see if this one works. Because if so, I can kind of just jump forward and do a whole bunch of auto crafting. So that is actually really awesome. Because I've never really fully automated these before. And we're actually going to set up one more of these for the, what are they called? The add-ons, right? So we'll have a separate one for add-ons. So I guess it'd be for the efficiency and I guess tier 2s and the processing tier 2s. We'll end up with those as well. So that's the thing. But let's set up a diamond gear recipe. So go to diamond gear. That looks like it right there, right? Let's go to that. Go ahead and grab that. That looks good there. Then we need to throw this recipe into a crafter, I suppose. So right there. And then, yeah, we should be able to make these, right? So let's see. Let's go to here. Let's stop crouching. I need to move this button too. I don't know why this button's here, but you hit C, you do this. and you just swim along the ground like it's a thing to do. I'm just ground swimming. I don't know. I hit it all the time because my V button is right. I guess my V button is my crafting, right? My crafting grid. And I just keep hitting it by accident. It keeps confusing me. Anyway, let's go to, it was the advanced machine frames. Go ahead and hit like 3 of them. There you go. Click start. Looks like it's going to send the pink slime. Awesome. And we'll have to set the output on that machine as well. But hopefully that works. And if so, I could just lock the crafter and not have to worry about the recipe at all. There you go. I was only worried too because like I'm splitting up one so we do like multiple at a time. Because like I'm going to go ahead and set up a bunch of the laser drills and the bases and stuff like that. I'm going to have to do a whole bunch of crafting like in order, like succession, right? And I want to be able to do the different levels of the machine frame simultaneously is one thing. The other thing is like I didn't know if I was doing like multiple different recipes, like a whole bunch of the efficiency upgrades and some of the machine frames, stuff like that. If the wrong items get stuck in here, because refined storage just kind of dumps things sometimes. It seems like you don't know what's going to end up there, I should say, in the right order. But it looks like it's going to work. So maybe I didn't need to do it this way, but it works out either way. And now we have parallel crafting either way. Direction down, push, right? So that's good. And that actually looks really cool. That actually is awesome. So that one's set up. This set up. This is ready to go. And looks like we actually have the crafting all pretty much taken care of, which is really awesome. Also, do I have another interface here? I think I auto-crafted one, right? Just so people, I know some people that drives people crazy when I do stuff like that. Just leave little spaces where I could easily fill. But that's filled up. It's ready to go. And I keep feeling the lag from our little botany farm. But anyway, that is really cool. That's actually awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and probably go ahead and do a bunch of our recipes for this. And then we'll go ahead and set that up probably in this room and get ourselves an actual quarry going too. So let's get that done. And okay, I think I have just about everything we need here to kind of get this done. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually get this hooked up. I made the ore laser base, so it's not too bad, but I had to make one of those advanced machine frames. Then I did 12 more laser drills. We only have so much power, so I don't want to push it too much. We're going to have to majorly upgrade our power pretty soon, so that is a thing. This may be too much for us already, but we're going to end up setting this up here. So you see here I already have a modular router with 64 upgrades and then the speed, so we're good there. I can't remember how these place when you put them down too. I guess that's the laser side, right? So we'll have to... Can we spin these, actually? Can I guess we do that. Let's not use that tool, though, because I don't want to listen to that. Here you go. Go ahead and pump these down here. That should be good. Do that there. Go ahead and do this. Go ahead and get everything spun. That looks good. This is going to be 2 clicks for everyone, no matter what. Anyway, here you go. And we're actually going to get into a proper void miner now. I mean, that builder's only going to run for so long that it's going to be done, right? So there you go. That looks like it's working there. It's actually getting all the particle effects. We'll be able to majorly upgrade this in time, too. So you can actually, I believe, have this in... I think it's based on the center of this. This is the center, right? I think you can go 3 that way, 3 that way, and that way, as well as up and down as well. And you can kind of layer them, right? So it doesn't matter if there's another laser behind this one. So you can actually do massive mounts. And in fact, I think you'd even have laser drills like touching it as well. So you can actually make this thing insanely fast in time. But for right now, it's only going to be so fast. So that's the thing. We will have to wire this up to power. I'm going to need 2 of these too. That's why I grabbed them. But let's go ahead and start powering some of the machines. Let's do 3 with that one. Then we'll do, not 3, sorry, 6 with that one. Then maybe 6 with this one. You notice there too, it says 5 of 6. And now it's going to say 6 of 6. You can only do up to 8. So that is what I was talking about previously. There we go. We got a little light show there. May put that a little higher. I actually want that light show. It's actually pretty cool how it works there. So that's cool. Now you see here that the progress bar is starting to go up now. And then it's going to get to the max amount. And then we should get an ore. So it's only going to be so fast at start. But we'll be able to majorly speed this up. So that is actually pretty cool. There you go. Appetite chunk. Which is pretty awesome. So this is our void miner. And like I said, we'll be able to make this faster and faster in time. And we've already automated all of the machine frames up to this point. We're actually completely caught up, pretty much. Everything that we've already gotten into, we can actually automate it all. So that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, this is going to be our long-term ore miner, right? So at some time that builder will end up turned off. And that's definitely a thing. We can also add lenses here too. And I don't know which lens we want. So we go to lens here. Check that out. We can actually like target ores as well, right? So you go to, I guess, here, then go to drill items. There you go. A white lens would give us nether quartz, and it tells you like the amount, right? The weight of it basically. and then you get dimensional shard chunks and stuff like that. Get aluminum. I'm gonna have to figure out what height we want to work with to be able to get the, I guess, most of the resources that we need, right? So I don't know what Y level we actually need to kind of set this thing at. I'm gonna have to go ahead and look at it pretty deeply at some point and figure out exactly where we want to set it. But you can see right now it's mining Y level 59, which is probably not optimal actually. We probably want it much lower than that, now that I think of it. We definitely want to have it in diamond range, right? So let's make it much lower, right? So probably start off down here. I just need to make sure it's going to get stuff like iron and other stuff that we need in mass. But we could always change this too. So we could always change this. So that's not too bad. Also curious, is our power actually keeping up with this? It looks like it. Our power is keeping up with it. Wasn't too sure because this is 1000 FE every 50 ticks, right? So I guess that's not horrible, but at the same time, it's not good. It's going to use a lot of power here. And okay, I went ahead and set up a recipe here for the add-ons, the tier 2. So I went ahead and made them, just getting them into all of these. It's actually going to speed this up a considerable amount. You can actually see this thing looks like a straight up light show, which is really awesome. I will end up adding a door wall here probably, and making it so we could just get the stuff processed that way, right? So put it into a drawer wall, decide what I want to process from that point, and not just kind of spam it into the system. But we are getting a bunch of chunks of stuff we weren't previously. So stuff like this and that there, the emerald, this stuff. Looks like all the stuff that looks different, right? So we're getting that kind of stuff there, which is cool. Also have it set to do Y level 12. Want to make sure we're getting diamonds and stuff as well. And our power seems to be actually keeping up. So not too bad, but we could definitely expand on this in time if we need to. One thing I can't remember too, I remember you used to be able to put the tier 1 upgrade and the tier 2. Then you'd put the tier 1 efficiency in the tier 2 as well. And that would make it use, I believe, less power as well. So we may do that. And I think this one could take efficiencies as well. So we may have to do that. So we'll do that at some point. But I don't need this thing to be super fast. Oh, we're getting aquamarine shale too. So that's cool. But anyway, really cool, really awesome. And like I said, I went ahead and just set up the recipe in this dissolution chamber here. So I have it up here. And it didn't even have to lock it. It actually worked perfectly. It didn't get clogged up at all. I'm actually surprised as how well this thing works with automation without having to lock it. I thought it was going to have a lot more problems. So really cool there as well. Of course, I'll have one probably set up for the add-on separately, like I said. But for right now, this works. So really cool. Really happy with this. It's actually turned out pretty good. And I love this. This thing just looks rad. So if we get this thing even faster, we'll just have an insane light show over here. I'm basically just trying to create a lag machine, I think, of this area, between this area and this. So anyway, it is what it is. Looks really cool and quite happy with it. So I went ahead and spent a few minutes on the room, just decorating it a little bit. And it's looking pretty good here. I just, well, I needed a thumbnail, quite frankly. So I have that now, which is pretty cool. Got a nice little disco ball up there, just doing disco ball things. And like I said, we'll probably upgrade this more as we move forward. I really don't know how fast we need it in the long run, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, I may end up having it focus uranium at some point. We're probably going to have to get into power before too long. And yeah, actually get our power kind of sorted for the pack. It's really unfortunate that there isn't a lot more really good power mods for 116. It just seems like I'm always doing power, but I really don't want to do a gas burning, and the mechanism options are much later, you know what I mean? So, yeah, probably going to end up doing power, but maybe I'll take a look and see what else there is. I mean, we could maybe figure something else out, but anyway, this is pretty cool, pretty awesome, and I may go ahead and actually wrap up this video because, well, we're just at that point. So, as always, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. Really liked it. Hit that subscribe button. It is always appreciated. Well, you guys all have a good one. See you guys next video. Later.